What's up, guys? Draft-A-Palooza is back. We're drafting Underdog and DraftKings best ball teams live in stream all summer long, working on the extension that we've built to help with the draft. We're going to load that thing up. Check this out. New draft board as well. So I've kind of built a more extended version of the draft tool that pretty much that could work as a companion for when you're drafting your general fantasy football teams. It could work as a companion as well. This is kind of a mock draft version of it. So you pick your pick, and then it comes back around. Then it comes back around. You draft your guy and pick two. So you could do mock drafts using this tool. I'll have this live in about a week or so for DFS Army subscribers, for YouTube subscribers, and basically you guys who are watching this for the most part. So we're getting ready with that. Projections being updated on the regular as well, but let's get into it. We'll talk about it during the draft. We got a lot of drafting to do. I'm trying to get as many best ball drafts in this summer as I possibly can. I'll tell you guys what I've been doing. I've now got eliminators going on slow drafts. I realized last year that there's only so many I can do live in stream. So I've got the eliminators rolling in some slow drafts. What's up, Soups? I've got the eliminators rolling in some slows. So I've got about 10 of those going simultaneously. I'll keep loading them up. And obviously the eliminator format's really fun because we know that you need to load up on running backs in that format really early. So let's get into it. I'm going to find there's one that I saw the other day that I kind of want to find my way to here. It's a couple of limited number of entries. Like here we go, the pointer. And there was another one I saw that was like a $2 one. What the heck was that called? That the French. There's another one that was maybe that filled up. But I like some of these other contest styles. So let's take a look at what this new one is. The pointer. Let's see what this is. So I just want to see the scoring system here because I hadn't seen this one before. And where can we see what the payouts are? How they do it? All right, here we go. Quarterfinal, semifinal, roster, standard. So this looks pretty much like any BBM contest, but 7 entry max. Okay, all right, a different one. It's a different one. I don't mind. I say let's roll. Yeah, what happened with the Frenchie? Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I figured we could do... it was a 5 entry max. I figured we could 5 entry that bad boy while we're testing things. But, we'll put a little more money in it. So 40K to first, a little bit smaller of a contest here. Looks like it's called the pointer. Let's get in there. I'm entering it. 40 seconds. Now, what I want to check once again is to make sure that my overlay is working. Let's see here if it worked. There we go. Draft assistant, functional once again. So we got our full system in play. The only downside of this contest might be how slow it feels. So if you want to draft against the big dog, you can enter the pointer right now. Yeah, we got to fill this bad boy. Now, some projection adjustments that I've been making. We'll go over. So there have been some changes. Fantasy football is always evolving. Not fantasy football, the fantasy football offseason. Players moving up, players moving down. And I've got my rankings pretty much going nonstop. Oh, there you go, Sean Hoy. What's up? Welcome to the draft, Sean. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. It's the right way to do it, Ray. It's the right way.
BestBall push-up testing. FEC's a way of life. I'm a Guido for life.
Hell yeah. Let's go. It's plain to see. You can't change me. I'm going to be a Guido for life. Just kidding. Where were we? Okay. Yeah. So a couple of rankings adjustments. Things moving around. Chris Rodriguez Jr. Undergoes a little surgery on the foot in Jacksonville. Should be okay, but he kind of points that arrow up a little bit for Bajal Tootin to maybe be something a little bit more then, you know, a mystery. No, I love Paulie D, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. I may be out in Rhode Island soon, Ray. I'm going to call you if I make it out there. In August, late July. All right, here we go. We are filled. We are live. So I'm going to show you what I do on the kit here. A lot of times it doesn't pick up where I am. So we got to hit a Control R one more time. And that refreshes the page and it refreshes the draft assistant. And now it knows that I am in position number. Yeah, it knows now that I'm in slot number 5. So we'll use that as our assistant throughout the draft. Guys, one of the things we're doing here is, you know, we're live drafting, but I also want you to check out this really cool tool. I'm honing it in still, working on the, you know, just working on its, the logic that it's using to help assist us with the draft. So it's not just looking at, I'm just looking at who's in the draft with us to see how many of you guys are in there. But it's not just looking at who's next man up in the rankings. It's looking at potential stacks. It's looking at different scenarios. Are you building robust RB, late RB? Should you go after an RB in the next tool? So constantly working on improving the logic here, but this tool's already a lot better than pretty much anything I've seen out there in the space. So Soups changes it up, goes for Jamar Chase with pick number 2. That's wild. Bijan goes number 3 overall. Soups, I'm switching it up a little bit. Nothing wrong with a little switcheroo. The old switcheroony. There goes Puka, leaving me a choice at pick 105 for the running back. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor. You know, Jonathan Taylor's been dropping, but I got to show you guys something else. Playoff schedule. I haven't been pulling this up enough on these broadcasts, guys. So you need to be aware, if you're going to try to compete with the big dog and the big dogs in best ball, let's take a look at the defensive matchups and who has the best playoff schedule. Remember, the way that these contests work, it does not matter what you scored. All that matters in weeks 1 through 14 is that you got in the playoffs. And then the only weeks that really truly matter in this contest are the playoff weeks. Now, taking a look at the matchups, guys, you know how we love Christian McCaffrey? He's going to help you get there. His playoff schedule is brutal. Brutal. Devon Achane. All the donkeys are pushing Devon Achane, guys. If you listen to every other stream, the donkeys, the hipsters, they're pushing Devon Achane. They're saying I'm stupid for fading him, right? I'm getting your hate in the comment section. I know guys, they don't like it. Why are you fading Achane? Well, he's got the hardest, most difficult playoff schedule, followed by the Seahawks and Eagles. So be aware, Texans are up there also in the bad zone here. So fucking Portland. We don't answer calls from Portland, Oregon, by the way. Anyway, that's what the haters are doing. All right, let me catch up. We're about to pick again as I want to go off. So again, pay attention to playoff schedules. There are certain players that have bad playoff schedules. We are avoiding those guys if we can. Again, back to it. But Texans, Eagles, Seahawks, Dolphins, 49ers, a little bit Commanders, maybe a little bit Chiefs. Okay, that's not that great. Buccaneers, not so good. Patriots, it's a rough schedule. Chiefs, Broncos. So these are teams that are going to have a tough time helping us through the playoffs, especially in championship week, especially that week. Go back to the pick. I'm almost up. Do content and draft simultaneous. Good luck with that, folks. Says AJ Brown's my top dog. The tool says AJ Brown. ADP says AJ Brown. I got to take AJ Brown. Let's go. Now, right off the bat, the assistant should be noticing. Oh, yeah, here we go. Top stack path. Drake May, AJ Brown, and I already have AJ Brown. So it's already noticing. The tool here is Oh, I love this part down here too. Passed over. It passed over some other players, and it's letting me know why. Hey, doesn't fit my build. we're building hero RB with our first round running back. So it's kind of telling me, hey, this is for your next pick, maybe take a look at George Pickens, Rashee Rice, these type of names. Guys, let's go back to the playoff schedule thing, because I want to show, once again, the really good playoff schedules. Again, you've got to drill this in your brain, because these teams have a great schedule in the weeks that matter. Vikings. Now, that's a tough one. It's a tough pill to swallow, playing the Vikings. Don't know how to stack them up, but their playoff schedule is ridiculous with the Lions, Commanders, and Jets. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. Right? The Colts are really good. That's why I took Jonathan Taylor. We're going to get the Titans, the Bengals, and the Browns. 3-week span. Fine by me. Saints look really good. So let's not be scared of Saints players. They got a really great playoff schedule. Jaguars as well. Giants as well. And Falcons. These are measured. Oh, shit. Back on the clock. Here we go. Assistant, help me. Malik Neighbors is my top target. Likes Olave, T. Higgins. I'll take Olave here. You know why I'm going Olave? Because the draft, I've taken a lot of Neighbors. He's going to be hurt. I've taken so much, and I want to build a shook lineup. So let's see what it says here. Okay, top path, Drake May. Not talking about shook just yet. Stack setup with McConkey. So it's giving me some setups and some things of that nature. Again, we have started off this draft. Now, remember, this is a BBM style draft, so this is not the Eliminator. In the Eliminator, I'm force-feeding running backs. Ugh, Kyron Williams. What a donkey. Don't take Kyron Williams. There's Ray. All right, let's see what everybody else is doing. All right, here we go. Majestic Otter's in here with us. Soups is in here with us. And Ray Zanni's in here with us. So we got 3 of you guys. I don't know if any more of you are in here. I have no idea. Yeah, that's what's up, Clipboard. What's up, my man? Still waiting for some alpaca, some alpaca socks from the old alpaca farm. Clipboard Jesus, my boy. All right, so back to it here, guys. We're drafting. We got the tool. We got the draft assistant letting us know what to do. Look, Malik Neighbors still hanging around. Passing over Scadaboo, that's criminal. Don't be passing over Scadaboo. I don't care what my build looks like. There goes Josh Jacobs. Garrett Wilson. So I've got a start with Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown, Olave. Got a couple of interesting stack setups here with Shook already and Jalen Hurts potentially. We got Majestic Otter, Sean Hoy at the end. Double tap, tough spot. Never like the double tap, Sean Hoy. Janty, Barkley on the start. Josh Allen, Garrett Wilson to keep it going. Let's see. Razor Ramon. Let's see. Razor, Walker, Achan. Ooh, Achan, not in love with it. You know I don't love Achan this year, Ray. Trey McBride, and then Teteroa McMillan. So, Ray, this is kind of out of character. Ooh, I'm on the clock. Fuck. All right. Monty, get him. I would have taken Scadaboo had I had an extra second. I would have taken Scadaboo if I had an extra second. That's the problem. You know, if I'm going to show the draft, it's very tricky to do that and also do these drafts. That's okay. I like my guy. Yeah, Scadaboo went next. Let's see where he went. Scadaboo. Yeah, Montgomery and then Scadaboo. I like Montgomery as well. The downside of the Montgomery pick that I just did is going back to this playoff schedule thing. You know, that's not a very good playoff schedule for Monty. And that's why I think we want to favor someone like Scadaboo, who has a super easy playoff schedule. So going forward, we'll pay attention to that. I am sitting on 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a very, let's call it flat build. Running backs available. We've got kind of a decent group still, but we're going to start to run out of good ones in a hurry. Wide receiver group, we got Adams, Carnell Tate, a lot of guys I still like floating around. DJ Moore, I don't really need him with, with Josh Allen not on my team. I'm going to go running back here, and I'm just going to grab Quinshon Judkins. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I love it. I'm like, have you not been watching these streams? What are you taking Achan over Chase Brown? All right. That makes more sense to me, Ray. By the way, it's okay to switch it up. Where's my boy? You know what? What I'm curious about, Basil Tootin went a couple picks before. Soups. Fucking Soups. Always in here. Always in here. Sniping me. But I was going to, Basil Tootin's one of the guys I'm moving up a little bit in my ranks. So, do I have him ahead of Judkins? Let's see. Even with the move up, I got Judkins just ahead of him there. So, no. Even with my move on Tootin, I've still got Judkins a smidge above him. So we haven't quite gotten there yet. Another thing I'm kind of open to, Monty. Yeah, Monty's a great eliminator pick. Monty had taken the eliminator every time. Remember, the eliminator, we need early scoring, and we need it coming from our running backs in the eliminator. Early scoring, you want 3 running backs putting up points. This is a half-point PPR. People forget. This is half PPR. All right, so let's see what the draft assistant is saying so far. Marvin Harrison, my number 1 on the board, set up potential stack with Brian Thomas, and Joe Burrow is a strong target from a So Chuba's still available. Jadarian Price was still available up until that last pick. Chuba's still available, which is kind of interesting. I've got 3 running backs already, so I don't need to really go that way. Let's see here. Where are we? We're round 6. So this is where the Parker Washington, somebody I'm moving down in my rankings, by the way, guys. We'll talk about that. But we're in round 6. There's still a lot of, let's call it, there's still a lot of draft to go here. The run on quarterback sometimes starts pretty soon from this spot. So I'm going to actually get my QB1 here with my next pick. I've already got A.J. Brown. So we're going to take Drake May here in round 6. Stack him up with Brown. Here we go. Drake May. We love it, right? We already got a stack going. And now it's saying you already have A.J. Brown. It's comfortable. And Dubs or Hunter Henry is somebody to pay attention to coming up in a little bit. So the draft assistant is doing its job. It's letting me know you've got a pretty nice stack going. It's skipping Caleb Williams and Tony Pollard. These guys don't fit your build. Caleb Williams, I don't have any players from his team. Don't take him, is what it's telling me, right? Jalen Hurts goes. I don't care. Here we go. Marvin Harrison Jr. Next man up is kind of DK Metcalf. I can also, who's my other? Tyler Shook is, I've got a lot of time on that one. DK Metcalf's an interesting possibility. I always like Michael Wilson here as well. Let me just take a look at running backs. Nope. We're going to go Michael Wilson. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take Michael Wilson. I have him above DK Metcalf, so I'm just going to take him. Jaden Reed, strong target. So we've got 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, very balanced. And remember, what was the number one thing? Razor Ramon. Wait, fun fact, I have Razor Ramon cutoff on today. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Dude, I've been talking. Speaking of that, did you see my my WWF Heels video? Sacrilegious in the room with me. Oh, Clipboard Jesus? Is that the sacrilegious one? All right, so here we go. We're coming up. Again, our next stack path would be something like Tyler Shook. He's going to be around, right? He doesn't go for a couple more rounds, so I can really wait on that. I've got Drake May. I don't really want to waste picks here on quarterbacks when I have Drake May. When you take a stud player at the quarterback position, part of the idea is I don't need to force it with a bunch of more of that, similar kind of guys. So that's kind of one of the things that I like to do. This is also a spot where we could start to think about, some of the handcuff type upside stuff. The worst part about, Rick, it wasn't me. Blame Seslowski. Who puts Big John Stud in there last? Like, you messed up my shit. I was like, am I forgetting that Big John Stud was this big heel? I didn't even, it threw me off. I was like, Big John Stud. I don't remember him doing anything serious. But But I will tell you guys a story. When Big John Stud. So in that video, I think Seslowski put Big John Stud in there as an inside joke because back in college, there was a girl, freshman year, her name was Big Joan Stud. Okay? And her superpower, her finishing move, her wrestling finishing move was taking the virginity of like dudes that I knew. Everybody banged Big Joan Stud. And it was always their first lay. Shout out, Big Joan. I did not take a turn. I was grossed out. But everybody took a turn with Big Joan. That's a real story. And those of you who took a turn with Big Joan, you know who you are. You know who you are. They're out there. They might be watching this. Like, I don't know. Romeo Dubs, let's fill out this fucking... Oh, man. Something about filling out a stack gets me excited, guys. You know what happens? When I get the double stack, I get really excited. It's like almost too much. Get excited when I fill out a double stack, boys and girls. Boys and girls. That's what's up. Not safe for work. Sorry. All right, let's see what we got going here. There's Majestic Otter. Let's in a second, I want to try to do a review. Sam Laporta, top man up. Remember, we got to get Tyler Shook. He ain't a crook, son. He's just a Shook one. So I'm going to pay attention to him as a stack piece. His ADP is about 116. We're at pick 102, so we do have to pay attention to that. We're also coming up on the running back zone, where we start to get into a lot of these potential starter and backup running backs. My favorite is Jonathan Brooks, even though Nick Chubb is looking good. Brooks is my favorite. Chris Rodriguez, again, dropping him down a smidge. So let's see what happens with him. Jordan Mason, solid. Ja'Cory, Rashad White, Tyrone. You better call him Tyrone. Call him. Got to call Tyrone. Wide receiver group, I'm just looking for anybody connected or just some of my old favorites here. But Tyler Shook, we pretty much have Olave. Could potentially add like, I don't know, Jordan Tyson, I guess. It's too late for that. So, I have to think about who the hell are the other wide receivers. When we grab him, this will let us know. But Juwan Johnson, maybe. There's a rookie tight end over there. There goes Kyler Murray. Interesting. So we're seeing a little bit of a second run on the quarterback position. I think Tyler will get to me here. If not, I'm not crying over it. I already got my double stack with Drake May, the Dreezy, so I'm fine with it. Ray Zanny, I feel like you would have taken a turn with Big Joan freshman year at SUNY Albany. I feel like that would have happened. Like, you would have been in on that. I was like, nah, dude, I'm out. In fairness, I wasn't that big. I'm not that big of a person. Big Joan, a little too much for me. Tyler Shook ahead of Matthew Stafford because he fits the stack. Like, the assistant was like, maybe you should take Matthew Stafford, but it said here, single stack, Tyler. So now it's telling me I've got Tyler Shook, maybe Juwan Johnson, Oscar Delp are potential stacks. It's looking at Drake May, talk about Hunter Henry, keep an eye on him. That's fine too. And then pretty much from here, guys, this is my favorite part of the draft. Why? Because we filled out our stacks. Everything's good to go. We've got all our starters covered, 4 wide receivers, 3 running backs, and now we're just going to fill in depth with players that we like. This is the easy part of this of the draft, because at this point here, we're just going to have some fun. We're going to take names that we like. Keeping in mind, since I have Kyle Pitts, I'm going to be still kind of forcing the weight a little bit at the tight end position. There's always tight ends available really late in the draft. So I'd much rather, at this point in the draft, kind of be looking at other spots. It's like Matthew Golden's my next man up. He's right there. Yeah, he's right there for me. I could also go for a running back here. You know what? I like Travis Hunter as well. I'm going to get Hunter over, Golden, because I really like Hunter this year. I should just go with my top guy because this will create more. If I just went directly with my rankings, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. 100%. Rashawn Hoy, you're exact. Yeah. 100%. You would have rolled with Big Joe. 100%. 100%. Back in college, definitely. All Giants draft. Yeah. Ferrari beats. I love me some Dart and all things connected to Dart. As a matter of fact, I have so much Dart that like for this one, it was a Malik Neighbors pickable spot. I didn't take it, but like almost every other draft I've done so far is like anchored around Dart and Trevor Lawrence. So those are my guys. When those guys are smashing this year, I want you to think of me. I want you to be like, I watched that maniac do Draft-A-Palooza, and he kept talking about Dart and he kept talking about Trevor Lawrence, and I was like, nah, fuck that guy. This guy's stupid, and I didn't believe him, and and then you're gonna be like, you know what? But then it happened. You know what I mean? Like I didn't believe him, but then sleeper wide receiver for the Saints, Damian Alford. Leave it to Clipboard to dive like levels so deep that I don't even know the name of the player. Josh Allen double stack and a love stack ain't nothing wrong with the love stack. Ain't nothing wrong. Oh, he took Tyrone. All right, let's see here. Rashid Shaheed, Jaron Naylor. So we're going with a wide receiver here. I really like Chiga Okonkwo. But I feel like we've got enough again going on at tight end that I don't need to do it. So we're going to keep grabbing upside players at this point. We're getting to in the running back group. We've kind of, how many running backs did I wind up with? Just 3. So that could be a problem. We're getting in the running back zone to what I call backups that probably aren't going to play much if the starter doesn't get hurt. We're beyond the zone of kind of like starters or anything, and we're in the backup zone here, which is fine, but we could wait a little bit on this type of player. Bro, I don't believe. I heard about it. Do not be fooled. I mean, these guys can be doing, quote, light work. That doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry. The guy got hurt in December. It's not even been 7 months. That kind of injury takes at least 10 months. So I'm not buying it. Here we go. So now we're going to try to get our Hunter Henry action going with, we're going to try to get some Hunter Henry action going here with, Drake May. I think best ball a lot of the season. So I was just going through my rankings and trying to go through like 170 and beyond, 160, kind of like not too far off from where we are here. And I do think that we're going to have to, as the offseason progresses, as the preseason starts to kick up, really going to have to find some of these hidden gems in the final part of our draft. It's a lot of garbage late. And what I've tried to do is just kind of like leave myself to the point where I could just take tight ends and players that will actually be useful somewhat in those last few rounds. That is a good strategy. That's a good strategy. Ray Zanny, I don't buy it. I don't buy with, I guess, but like, when have you ever done well taking a guy who was hurt going into the season? Just think back to all of these Jonathan, Chris Godwin types from last year. It's just so unlikely to benefit. It's so unlikely. That's all I'm saying. Like this idea that getting an injured guy and he's going to come back and blah, blah. So let's say he starts to make a return week 7 or 8, and then they ease him back in, but he's not the starter. He's not going to get the bulk of the carries. They got a couple other guys there. Stay away from Charbonnet is what I say. No. Dylan Sampson, I don't mind there. Sean Hoy, good picks. So Sean Hoy, Majestic Otter, generated name. Brian Robinson and Dylan Sampson, a couple of nice little handcuff running backs. I'm light at the running back position. I've got my tight ends pretty well set up. I could use another quarterback as well, and I think I will take one. Actually, 197. I could probably wait a little bit on these quarterbacks. So let's see who else is available. Again, I'm a little light at running back. There's not a whole lot going on. I could take, some handcuff guys that are floating around right here, right? Bigsby, Spears, Braylon Allen, a lot of handcuffs. Man, I have a hard time taking handcuffs. That's why I have a problem at times with some of these approaches. The tool says take TJ Hawkinson. And you know what? I like Hawkinson this year. YOLO. Williams would have been next. Running back needed in your next 4 to 6 picks. So it's telling me your quarterback's fine. Your tight end is fine. Your running back need to get one. And I need some more wide receivers in the next couple picks. All right. I will say this, guys. I hope you're talking about Jonathan Brooks, or because he looks really good, Clipboard. I think Jonathan Brooks is going to be fine. Yeah, young guys, right? They're healing a little quicker. But Sharp's injury was so late in the season. But actually, I find it really interesting that Charbonnet was available as late as he just was. So one thing that of note is Charbonnet early in the offseason was going like 30 picks higher because people are morons and they didn't even know he was hurt. That's why the early part of best ball season is so fascinating. Like the earlier you do it, before a lot of rankings come out, before like helpers come in and help all the boneheads, right? Before that happens, look, Charbonnet's still available. 168. He's still available. We're at 172. So you know what? His ADP is 166. I don't think this kind of player really helps you win anything. So I'd rather go a different way. I'm going Brissett. I think Brissett will show up in Arizona, and I think he'll have a good year. And oh, by the way, as a bonus, I just completed another little stack. Right? Because I have Michael Wilson. So now I have a third stack on this team. That's what's up. Now, am I lacking running backs? Yes. Is that concerning? Yes. So are we going to be taking some running backs in the next few picks? Yes. But we did pretty good so far, and I like it. Right now, we just need probably one more wide receiver and a couple more running backs, and we'll close this thing out. Yeah. But it was the Super Bowl. It was February. You can't come back. No, absolutely not. You cannot come back from that injury. Not this fast. I'm not falling for it. But I see the field isn't falling for it, and that's kind of pissing me off. That's actually annoying to me. The field was taking Charbonnet. When I first looked at the ADPs, Sharp was at 110, 120. He was at a ridiculous spot. I literally made a video being like, only donkeys are drafting this guy. And I got a video out there talking about it. You're a fucking donkey if you're taking this guy, blah, blah, blah. And now he's dropped, and it's almost annoying. It's almost annoying. Guys, I'm testing out the idea of also doing an evening stream. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Maybe Monday night Draft-A-Palooza, 8 p.m. or doing an 8 o'clock stream one of these days. So I know this daytime stuff is it can be challenging, right? Hey, daytime, tricky. Let me know what you think. All right, Tank Bigsby on the team. I believe he's the direct backup to Saquon Barkley, and I don't have Saquon Barkley. Remember, I'm not trying to draft my own handcuffs. This is a tournament. I'm trying to draft other people's handcuffs late in the draft at this point. So we got Tank Bigsby on the squad in round 16. 2 more picks left. Forgot all about the donkey. Which donkey? Who are we talking about? Did I just talk about the donkeys? Oh, the donkeys who were picking early? Who are setting up the poor ADPs? Those are the donkeys. All right, here we go. Pick 17. There's soups. We're going to go over all your drafts. Guys, when you draft alongside me and you're in the chat, I will do an analysis of your draft on the screen. As far as I know, we have we have, oh, the donkeys are everywhere. We have 3 guys in here with us. We've got Ray, we've got Soups, we've got Sean Hoy, the Majestic Otter in here. So we're going to look at all of your drafts as well as mine at the very end, and we will do an assessment. I still need running backs, guys. So let's see what the draft assistant says. Obviously, Darnell the Gazelle Mooney, good pick, but I'm going to go Manny, just Manny being Manny Wilson instead. And, you know, for all the Sharps love, nope. I'll take Emmanuel Wilson as a backup to Jadarian Price. I don't know. We're just going. We're grasping at straws here late in the draft, guys. I don't mind 4 tight ends on certain builds. Is this a build for 4 tight ends? Let's see. Pitts, Hunter Henry, Hawkinson. I would say probably not. Oh, Sacrilegious is in there. Okay, he's a good drafter. Should I take a look at his draft as well? The other day I criticized somebody's draft. They lost their mind. Like, dude, just draft better. Don't be bad at drafting. You don't have to lose your mind. Just do another one, but suck less at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want me to give you the real, or you want me to sugarcoat things? Now, I'm not going to piss too hard in anybody's Cheerios, but, like, you know, if you forget to stack, you know, my research shows that 96% of lineups that have made the finals were stacked. You know, if you're not stacking, I'm going to look at your draft and be like, it's not that good. It's not that good. That was not that good. You need to stack your guys. Draft Tool likes Braylon Allen next. Mike Washington, Chris Bell in the rankings. Jake Tongas, we passed over because we've already got a lot of wide receivers. Passed over Cooper Kupp. Doesn't fit the build. Overinvested in wide receivers. So this is not just looking at your investment in terms of how many of a player that we have. It also looks at where you drafted certain players. So part of the logic that we've built into this tool is it's also accounting for how much draft capital you're spending on each position, so that it knows, okay, you spent a lot of capital on running back early. Let's wait for a while. Or you spent a lot of capital on this position. Let's focus on this other position or something else. So very cool logic built into this tool. Part of it is also, I could have actually activated like AI alongside the draft to like physically be watching the draft, but man, that would eat some credits. AI is not that simple. Like, you would be destroying. I'd have to charge a fortune for a tool that simultaneously had AI. LaQuint Allen. Oh yeah, I like that pick. I'm gonna give my own hipster high five for that one. LaQuint Allen, fucking ass kicking motherfucker. All right, we're on the clock here. I'm gonna go Kalon Black. I mean, Katron Allen's kind of interesting too. He could take a job, but I'm gonna go Kalon Black. My sneaky late round potential handcuff for Christian McCaffrey. And Clipboard, I feel you've earned those Cheerio pissings at any time, but I also feel that when I've done that, it's helped you become a better player. And that's the most important thing to me. I'm here to help. I'm here to help all you guys. As a matter of fact, I'm here to help you sign up for Underdog. If you don't have an Underdog account and you do promo code DFS Army, you want to get on some of these drafts, promo code DFS Army will get you a $50 credit on Underdog to draft up some teams. That's pretty cool. See, here to help, guys. Promo code DFS Army when you sign up at Underdog. And also, when you do that, let us know, and you will get a free month of DFS Army VIP. You write support at DFS Army. Let them know that you signed up at Underdog, and we will give you a free month of full DFS Army VIP, a $99 value. You want that. You want that. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's take a look at everybody's draft. Let's see how we did. All right. Hold on. I like to see it on the big screen like this, but you can't see it. So how do I... No, I got to do it this way. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to do it like this. Okay. So who's in the draft with us? We got Soups. Yeah. And it helped you. You've become a better player. All right. We've got Soups, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Devontae Smith. So I'm going to call this a robust wide receiver start. and then balanced it out with 3 running backs, Swift, Tootin, and Stevenson. I love it. Now, Caleb Williams doesn't necessarily fit. So I'm not in love with the Caleb Williams pick right here, right? It doesn't necessarily fit anything that you're trying to do. And I don't like it. And I'll ask you that, Soups. Why Caleb Williams there? Why reach for the you got Nico, you got Chase. So I'm sure my guess was like Burrow got taken, and then you're like, what the fuck? Could you have even gotten Burrow? No. See, Burrow just didn't fall to you. It was just he went in a weird spot. So that wasn't going to work out. You've got Nico and Devontae. So Jalen Hurts then goes. So I know what's going on. Burrow goes, Hurts goes. You're in a panic. I don't know what to do. Caleb Williams. All right. Godwin, Pearsall, Bill, Stafford, also kind of unlinked to anything. This is not the kind of draft that you're in love with me going over, I would say. Positions are fine, but obviously guys, there's nothing wrong with what happened. This is just how it goes sometimes when you draft. Like your stacks get taken and you end up kind of like, we're live drafting against other people. You don't know what's going to happen, and I don't love the non-stacked stuff here. I do like the amount of running back talent on the team. I do like that. I mean, if you're gonna kind of start with your running backs late, I think it is a good idea to get at least 6 of them. So I think that was good. And I went a little soft at running back because I didn't take a second one for a while. So I too kind of loaded up on late running backs with a mid tight end run. So after Soups, I'll just go over mine real quick. We start with Jonathan Taylor, elite playoff schedule. Jonathan Taylor. I don't know why people are sleeping on Taylor. Like, as long as Daniel Jones is healthy, I think the Colts bounce exactly back to what they were last year, right? So we go from that. We get A.J. Brown and Chris Olave, and we're setting up our stacks. We're setting up a A.J. Brown with a Drake May combination. We got Chris Olave, that combination with Tyler Shook, right? But we only have one running back, so we add a couple of big dogs, Montgomery and Judkins. Then we bring on Drake May, Michael Wilson, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is somebody I'm trying to get in as many drafts as I can. I feel that Kyle Pitts is a difference-making tight end, and he should be in my mind, TE4. I have Kyle Pitts pretty much as good or better than Fannin and Warren and Kraft. So that trio, like, I'll put him side by side with, I probably still think that, for example, Colston Loveland, he deserves that 3rd spot, but I think Kyle Pitts could be the number 4 guy and could climb to number 3. So I'm just letting you know, you'll see me draft Kyle Pitts a lot this year. Romeo Dubs. So we're beefing up the stack. So now we've got the double stack, and we make it a triple stack as well with Hunter Henry and Drake May. We get the single stack of Shook and Olave, and then I get a final little mini stack of Jacoby Brissett and Michael Wilson, right? Fill out the rest with tight ends. Again, Hawkinson's another tight end I like a lot this year. There's a few. I would have taken Jawan Johnson just because it fits better with Shook, but he was gone. So I grabbed Hawkinson, who is one of my favorites. Pretty much next man up after Hawkinson. He was like the last of the really good tight ends. I can't believe he went as late as he does. Look at what happens at tight end after Hawkinson, guys. Just look at this. Hawkinson goes, and then who's the next tight end? A.J. Barner, mid. Schultz, mid. Otten, mid. Freiermuth, mid. Dulcich, crap. Ferguson. So, like, to me, really, Hawkinson was the last of the pretty good tight ends. Yeah, you're on board. Ray, I always feel like if you're on board with me, then I'm on the right track. So I love it when we agree. Last year, I was like, no, I don't think Ramondre Stevenson's going to be any good. And I got fucking smacked in the face by that. So I need to talk to you about when you come on the show. Are you coming on Friday? Friday at noon. Let's get Ray Zanny on the show. Friday at noon, up here in the head, next to this one. Ray, your face will look good over there. Let's get you on Friday afternoon because I want to talk to you about Trevion Henderson. And I want to talk to you about Ramondre and some of those situations going on in New England. Let's take a look at Ray Zanny. So let's take a look at your draft here. So mine was really good. I love the way this one went. I love the way it went because I got 3 little stacks, 1 giant stack, and lots of late round running backs to help me win. Ray, an unusual start with Kenny Walker early. I mean, this is a reach. Wow. We have to have this conversation. Kenny Walker this high up. I made a video this week about how much I love Kenny Walker, but I mean, it's tough. Coming on the show. There it is. He's on. Ray with us. Underdog, puppy winner, 200K. Wealthy. He's got fucking underdog money, guys. You know how like people have like stock market money, S&P 500, the New York Stock Exchange. Somebody's a real estate entrepreneur. Ray's got fucking BestBall money. That's the best kind of money. It's coming on the show on Friday. So we got to talk about Kenny Walker. Now, are you just reaching here as a, hey, let me switch it up? I've had this pick a bunch of times, and I want to take Kenny Walker ahead of his ADP. Or is there some other thoughts? Because to me, if I'm nervous about McCaffrey here, I'm going Cook. There, Walker, that is a bit pushy, getting him all the way there. And then we got Devon Achane on the misclick, was going for Chase Brown. Achane, again, different. We got concerns. Guys, pay attention to the playoff matchups. We do have a little bit of concerns. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, it's for unique. I love that. So I want to bring up that philosophy as well. We're going to talk about that because there is a philosophy of your first 3 picks of trying to do it different because there's going to be millions of versions of the same 2. So unusual combinations. I like that. And I want to talk about that. We'll save that for the Friday discussion because that's really important in those first 2. I don't really emphasize it that much. That's really important in those first 2 rounds. But again, beware of HN. Beware of these guys that are on these bad matchup types of teams. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with this. Literally every day I get these fake emails. I don't know if somebody wants to change your phone number connected to your account. It's all fake. Don't answer those guys. All right, so where are we? We're talking about Ray. Kenny Walker, so switching it up. Unusual start. No one's going to have Walker and Achane. That is a very unique start. Was going for Brown, got Achane, whatevs, right? On the bringbacks, we got Trey McBride. So hero tight end. There we go. Trey McBride, it was almost a must take there, though. And Ray, I would suggest that you almost couldn't pass him up. He fell too far. Like he normally goes higher than this. So you've got a very unique start here and very unusual, which is great. Tetaroa in there. Trevion. Oh my God. Ray's taking Trevion. You know, that means something. That means something. So 4 running backs. This is wild. A wild, robust RB, which is crazy because half the time that I see you drafting Ray, it's the opposite. It's like 0 RB or hero. This is robust RB with 4 running backs in the first 6 picks. Very good. Addison, we got Mahomes here unstacked to start. K-Shack, Chris Rodriguez fell a little bit, took him there. Darnold and Bryce Young. Bryce Young pairs up with Tetaroa. Darnold, I'm sure we're going to get a stack mate with him in a little bit here. AJ Barner with Darnold. There it goes. I knew you'd do it. Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Legette, Jerry Jeudy round it out. He was a must take. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Trevion Henderson? Or not Trey McBride, who fell? Or I need to know your thoughts on Trevion Henderson. So we'll save that for the show. But pretty good draft here. Not a lot of correlative QB stacks. Robust RB, which I love. Lots of really good tight ends on this team as well. It's Mahomes. Mahomes with Walker. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I like that. So you kind of have a stack. You consider that a stack, Mahomes and Kenny Walker. It's a different kind of stack. QBWR. I'm a big fan of stacking Joe Burrow with Chase Brown. There are certain running backs that I think will very much benefit in that way. All right, last draft, and let's do another one here. I don't want to waste too much time talking. We want to be drafting. Majestic Otter, Sean Hoy in here with us. Double tap Janty and Barkley, pretty standard duo for the 12 hole. Come back around with Allen, Garrett Wilson. Then we get Allen stacked up with DJ Moore, Rome Odunze on the team. So a solid group of, this is what happens when you take quote unquote luxury quarterback, which is what Josh Allen is. You take a luxury quarterback, you're always going to find yourself chasing a little bit. And in this case, we're a little bit chasing running backs here. Get all the way to round 10 or round 9. We got Mason, Jolo in there with Jaden Reed. So that little stack complete. Forced the Kincaid stack here. I don't know if I'm taking Isaiah Likely there. I'm probably forcing more running back, like a Tyrone Tracy instead, just because I'm nervous. But you made up for it in the next couple of picks with Brian Robinson Jr. and Dylan Sampson. A couple solid. These guys won't be scoring for you. And another solid handcuff in Braylon Allen. All three, not really guys who are going to score for you that much. But if they take over, they will smash for an injured starter. Then you got Ted Hurst, Tank Dell, a couple of really nice sleeper type wide receivers. I love Tank Dell. Hurst is making noise in Tampa. Pretty good. I think it's a fine draft, guys. Everybody did a good job. Yeah. Yeah. Trey McBride. So that was that too. That was exactly that. Trey McBride. That's what I thought, right? I was like, dude, I don't know how you pass that shit up in round 3, just because he usually doesn't go to round 3. So uniqueness is very important, guys. Uniqueness in these drafts is really important. Let's go back to our ranking sheet here. I'm going to set up a new underdog draft. Yeah, my whole Twitter is blowing up with Charbonnet stuff. So take it as you will. Take it as you will. Yeah, I don't mind. I just made a video. I should play it. I made a whole video about Kenny Walker and how he's going to basically the crux of the video I made touting Kenny Walker as a pick this year was he's a better. Remember when Isaac Pacheco was there and he was having his best days? Well, Pacheco's like a much less talented version of Kenny Walker. Pacheco's just like a bad version of Kenny Walker. So like Kenny Walker is the perfect fit for Kansas City. He's like a Pacheco, except he's just much more talented. Yeah. And by the way, it's Cook. Yeah, I agree. I agree all the way. And by the way, if you get that pick 12 and you could double tap those guys, I think that's a win as well. So I definitely don't mind the double tap. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. Again, I'm trying to avoid weird contests for this, unusual ones. Let's go Puppy 2. Yes, this is Andrew B. Well, hold up. You're going to ask me a smart question. So this is a great question, and it's a fantasy football question, right? Fantasy football question. Well, I'm going to give you, Andrew B., some really interesting stats. Over the last 3 years of BBM, that's where I did my research report. By the way, hold up. And that reminds me, guys, if you want this, let me crack this open as well. I got to do a little promo before we do our second draft here, but research report on BestBall. I'm going to go to dfsarmy.com, click on season long fantasy right there. And we're going to go underdog research report. Okay, right here. You're going to click that and it will take you to this amazing research report I've put together. 3 years worth of BBM, 38 million picks recorded, 38 million. As a matter of fact, my computer, because of that, I need to get a new computer. The memory is overwhelmed. I'm having a problem with the hard drive, just this space, because 38 million picks. What do you think happens when you record 38 million picks? It's literally breaking my computer. I got a new one. I'm happy. Anytime. Love talking Dynasty. You know that. So anyway, in this report, pages and pages and pages of information about what has happened over the past 3 years. We have our executive summary here. But one of the things I want to read for you, because Freight, you just asked this question, or Andrew B., you just asked this question. Late round QB, late round quarterbacks, power playoff weeks. Different name every year. Trevor Lawrence in 2025. Weirdly, Aaron Rodgers in 2024. Who knew? Baker Mayfield in 2023. Same shape every year. Cheap QB at ADP around 100 or worse. Puts up a spike 30-plus point game, and that is the reason that you advance in the playoffs. It's almost never because I loaded up on, Josh Allen stacks. Could be, but it's because when you spend up your draft capital on a quarterback, he better absolutely smash. He needs to put up 35s and 40s every week. Because I can meld together 2 or 3 late round quarterbacks that are going to get me 25 points on average just between multiple of them. They're not going to do it every week, but I don't care. In best ball, I don't need consistency, which is why quarterback is overemphasized incorrectly by people who don't understand this format. So you are correct, Andrew B., and your instinct is correct. Wait on quarterbacks. Do not push. When you take the early quarterback, you are taking a massive risk. You're risking. That guy needs to smash every week. Now, Josh Allen can do it, but almost no one else can. Yeah. RBs on favored teams. You know it, Freight 752. What's up, man? What's up? Good to have you in the stream. And you're correct. I want my running backs on favored teams. That's why I like Basil Tootin a little bit late, because I think the Jaguars are going to be favored a lot this year. And we will talk Dynasty anytime you want. I was on the Dynasty Hour. Shout out to Alan Sislowski of RotoWire and the Dynasty Hour on Sirius XM. I was on it yesterday, and it was a great time. All right, let's do the puppy. Let's get in there. 1, 2, 3, 20-second per pick. We're switching up to the puppy. Let's go. I'm going to take $5 off my balance. Fine by me. Let's get in there. That's number 1. Now, it's filling up quick. All right. Now, let's remember how this works. If I want my overlay tool, Alan is definitely a donkey. Everybody knows this. Alan knows he is a donkey, but he's our donkey, and we love him. That's the difference. He's like the Eddie Murphy from Shrek donkey. All right. Here we no, cancel that. I want to reload this page right here, guys. Let's give it a reload. Oh, there he is, draft assistant in the corner. That's what's up. All right, we are on the clock at pick number 6. I already know we're going to have a decision at pick 6, right? Let's see who's in here with us. Ray's in there. So we got a second draft with Ray Zanny. I don't recognize any other names in here. So if you are in here, let us know. Week 17 correlation. AC Cunningham, great question. And that's why I keep this playoff schedule. So I do want to say one thing. I don't look at, so we got our playoff strength of schedule, right? We know who's got the best matchups in week 17, right? The Vikings have the best. The Jaguars have the best. The Giants have the best matchup in week 17. The Ravens got a really good week 17. Look at these numbers, Steelers and Raiders. These are the teams that have really good week 17 matchups. These are the teams that can help you win. Even the Cowboys and the Lions. Oh, the Lions. I forgot about the Lions. Oh, my. We got to get some Lions stacks going, right? Got to get that going. I don't have any yet. So, but what I don't do, AC Cunningham, what I don't do is I don't worry about game stacks in week 17. It's too much for my brain to handle to even try to create game stacks. What's up, Slushy TV? That's what's up. Pick number 2. So we got another one in here, a new name for the stream. So I appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you being in here and drafting along with us here. Grab your Bijan and let's move on, brother. Week 17 correlation. Again, I want a good matchup in week 17, but I'm not worried about like a full game stack. It's too much. It's too much to try to remember it in your brain, but it's also not that successful. Even in DFS, game stacking works much less frequently than team stacking does. So I don't think it's necessary, and I think it's probably overkill from a stacking perspective. So it's probably something that I would not do. All right. So again, our pick's coming up, and it went chalk. So I've got Jonathan Taylor here. The playoff matchups again. I want guys with a great strength of schedule. Jonathan Taylor, He's going to get Titans, Bengals, and Browns. No Myles Garrett Browns in week 13. So fine by me, right? Our other choice was Cook, who Dalvin Cook there. He's got the Bills, so he'll have the Browns. Broncos, tough one in week 16, but Bears and Dolphins are fucking cake matchups. So James Cook is really good as well. Christian McCaffrey has the most difficult playoff schedule. So, do with that what you will. The assistant agrees. So we got Ray taking James Cook here, McCaffrey going in correct order. And right now, this draft is going pretty chalk. If you remember in the last one, we had Sean Hoy on the turn where iLegend is right now, and he grabbed Janty and Barkley. There goes Justin Jefferson. So Janty, Barkley, Walker. Let's see what iLegend does. Clipboard, thanks for hanging out, my man. Appreciate you. Always appreciate you hanging out. One of the things I was going to say before, let me know if this interests you, but I think I'm going to do an 8 p.m. one also. So I feel like we're cutting out a lot of people here at noon. People at work can't hang out, can't do a draft, like normies. You know what I'm saying? Not people like us that work at home. Normies. We're cutting out the normies. Don't like that. So we'll do an evening one once a week. Slush TV, my brother, just that. Leave a comment once in a while. Let us know you're there. So we'll acknowledge you, but I appreciate your hanging out. I appreciate the support, of course, of everybody who hangs out and watches these streams, watches the YouTube channel. And I hope that what we're doing is just giving you the tools to not just crush best ball. Let's fucking look at Kenny Walker in round 2. Oh, my God. What a drop. What a drop that was. All right. We like A.J. Brown here again. We could go Drake London, could go Brock Bowers, but this is the A.J. Brown spot. So I'm just going to embrace it. I mean, this is the exact start I did on the last one, which I don't like. Yeah, Ray, that was crazy, dude. You just got the deal of the set. That was insane. That was you? Yeah, so bro, that's a great start. An unusual start. You got the much more unique start than I did with Cook and Kenny Walker. Very difficult to pair those two guys up. So pretty nicely done. Chase Brown moving all the way up here to 2.4. Let's pay attention to this a little bit. But so Barkley and Janty on the turn. Again, I don't like Achane here. I would definitely take Omarion Hampton. I probably would have grabbed Omarion on the turn here. Chase Brown is great. Kenny Walker, again, this second half, this looks to me to be a pretty sweet spot. This early part of the draft, when you wind up with like Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan, this is a much better way to build what I call hero RB and not take one in the next couple of rounds because the RBs available here not that great. And then you go back to it in rounds 4 or 5. That I think is the ideal. Slushy, what you're doing there, that's kind of what I would agree with. Kind of wait on running back a little bit when I get those early ones. When I get Bijan and Jahmyr, those guys are holding down RB1 for you. You just need to worry about RB2. So you could really get away with a lot of stuff when you do that. There we go. That's an early pick of Travis Etienne. I'm going to try to say his name right. Etienne. Devontae Smith goes for Slushy. Hey, I just made a video about him too. So hell yeah, I love him. And again, with Bijan as your starting running back, you don't need a lot. You'll need more, another running back or two, but you've got RB1 locked down. You're not worried about it. And by the way, you say, well, what if he gets hurt? If he gets hurt, you're not winning. You're done. So it doesn't matter. We play as if our guys are not going to get hurt. Because if they get hurt, it doesn't even matter anymore. Because in the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. If they get hurt, it doesn't matter. All right. So a couple players I love. Rashee Rice is here. Josh Jacobs is there. I've got Javonte, Jacobs, Rashee. I've got one running back. I usually like to get my running backs a little more square, but I can't help it. I got to go with my guy, Rashee Rice. We'll figure out running back later, I guess. So now I have two solid wide receivers. and just one running back. So we're gonna push the running back spot in our next pick. One thing I would like to see the draft assistant kind of notice that and say, hey, you know, you might need a more running back action if you've only got one so far after 3 rounds, but it doesn't think that way. It, listen, hero RB, it's a thing. And if you're playing hero RB, you don't take one for the first, you only take one in the first 5 rounds. So Kyron goes, let's watch it. Let's watch the big board like this. I think this is a more fun way to watch it. So let's keep an eye on the big board like that. Ray goes for the wow. Again, stacking up Josh Allen with James Cook. So we got the hero QB situation building for Ray Zanny here in the puppy. He owns the puppy, so let's not ignore that. Lance Burden goes. Zay Flowers goes. Our guy on the end here. So double tap the wide receiver group. Okay. Recommendation engine is pushing McConkey. It's kind of ignoring running backs right now. Not sure I agree with that. But, yeah, we love Ladd McConkey around this area. There goes Josh Jacobs, who I almost took with my pick all the way over here. So he lasts for another whole round and a half. I was choosing between Jacobs or Javonte, not Kyron. No likey Kyron. Don't take Kyron Williams. Who are these people? Guys, Kyron Williams is not a workhorse anymore. He's losing touches to Blake Corum. I don't like that at all. I would say here as well, I have Ladd McConkey kind of ranked ahead of a lot of these wide receivers that just went. So, I definitely have Ladd McConkey ahead of Javonte Williams right there. All right, we're back on the clock. So let's take a look. And I'm going to take Scattaboo on this one. I took Montgomery on the last one. I'm going Scatman. Scatman. No. Me when I see Scattaboo is available on the clock when I'm on the clock. And I shizzed in my pants. It happened. I apologize to everybody. Scattaboo. Go clean up. I'll get back over here after that. When I see Scatman, actually, it happens to me more when I see Jackson Dart on the board and I'm filling out a stack. You know, you're just trying to mind your business. You've got Rashee Rice on your team. Took Worthy. And then all of a sudden, Mahomes is there and you're like, in my pants. Over my win. That's right. You'll be seeing a lot of that one this year, guys. Sorry. I fell in love with a new clip. You'll be seeing a lot of that one. No regrets. All right, so just taking a quick look at my squad here. We've got Jonathan Taylor, Scattaboo, A.J. Brown, and Rice. So let me know. Again, a Drake May path is open. Mahomes is coming up later. It's, talking about some of the players right now that are on the board that it's not recommending. Loveland and Quinshon Judkins saying, hey, you got enough running backs. Chill out, bro. But I don't agree with it in that one. And now it likes McLaurin here. But if I take a look at who's available, we've got a lot of choice. Yeah, McLaurin fits my my best available. I have some other names, though, that I maybe even like a little bit more. Let's see. McLaurin's gone. Waddle's gone. DJ Moore, I'm leaving for Ray Zanny. I'm not going to do it to you, brother. I am not going to do it to you. That is not who I am as a person. That's not who I am as a person. Not going to do it. Bajral Tootin is 61. I could probably get him on my next pick. So we're going to go with, let's see here. Romo Dunze is kind of interesting. I don't have a lot of exposure to him this year. Christian Watson, though, is my guy. So I'm going to take Christian Watson. But Romo Dunze kind of interesting there as well. Yeah, it liked Colston Loveland. I took a Dunze. Now it's like, hey, man, get Loveland, but he's gone. Now, Ray, if you don't take DJ Moore, I'm going to lose my shit. What? Wait, did he go already? Did I? Oh, he went already. Oh, my bad. I wasn't going to take him, though. I was going to leave him for you. I was. It's called friendship. Friendship. Who's ready for some Knicks tonight? Tonight? How many running backs do I have? All right, let's take a quick look at the big board. 2 running back, 3 wide receiver. So I got a lot of wide receiver talent. Yes, that's right. See, me and Ray, we're fighting over Kyle Pitts this year. We're both in agreement. And that's going to be like we're battling in every freaking draft for Pitts. It's going to be a problem. When we both agree on Pitts, guys, and you guys are watching this, you should be taking Pitts, bruh. You should be taking Kylie Pitter. People don't know. People don't know what's coming. I'm telling you about it here live on the show. And when it happens, you're going to be like, you didn't say shit. You're just like, forget it. Conveniently, you forgot. Oh, did you? No, I don't remember that. Like last year when I took ridicule, but he laughed at me. What are you taking Javonte Williams for in every draft? Kev, what are you doing? Why are you drafting Wan'Dale Robinson in every single draft? Last year, Wan'Dale was like my Tank Dell from this year. I had Wan'Dale late in every single draft. Everybody's like, what are you doing? You're stupid. You don't know ball. Literally, that's the exact comment. You don't know ball. Why are you taking Javonte? He sucked in Denver. You don't know ball. Right? If you watch the show, you saw it every single draft. And I was up. You don't know ball. Why are you fading Justin Jefferson last year, Kevin? You don't know shit. That's what they told me. Why are you fading Justin Jefferson? I said, the fucking rookie quarterback. I don't know. I don't want to pay a first-round pick for a guy who's catching passes from a rookie. I don't know if the rookie's good. You're stupid. He did fine with Darnold, and Darnold sucks. That was the logic that came back to me in the comments, guys. And, okay, I don't know ball. I have the balls to fade a first-round pick. I got the balls to fade guys in round 2. That's balls. So maybe I do know. I don't know ball, but I do know balls. Everybody who watched last season, they know what's up. Yeah, did I miss on fucking Ramondre? Sure, but Ray was here to let us know about that. We had a great year because we had those players. We had the players late that came on strong. The only thing that harmed my season was all you guys in the same freaking drafts when you started taking my guys. So I started not being able to get Wan'Dale as late as I wanted. There's Slushy on the clock. That's what's up. All right, let's see what the draft assistant says right now. So let's get a read of what's going on. Pollard is available. Jaden Reed's available. We stacked Drake May. And it's taking a look at Caleb Williams saying, hey, man, do I have a player on that team? No, I got Watson, Rice, and Brown. So I need a running back here more than anything. I think the running back engine needs a little bit of work. So that's something that we are going to be working on post-haste. So I'm seeing that it's a little too loose with the running back position. This is some of the feedback I need on the logic to help, because right now I feel that it should be aggressively pushing me to running backs, and it's not. So I don't like that. Again, I do have a hero RB here with Jonathan Taylor, and it's kind of like, hey, what do you need another one for? But I'm going to go with Balake. You know what? Blake Corum, give me Timu Kyron Williams for cheap. I'm fine with that. It's like Kyron Williams, but I got him in round 7 instead of round 3. Timu Kyle Williams. Now, my next man, I want to try to get Jaden Reed if I can, and kind of maybe build up a Jolo secondary stack here because I already have Christian Watson. I'm going to take a look at that. Again, what about Pitts? My boy. Ooh, I need to take him with my next pick. And Ray is ahead of me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Right? Kylie Pitter. ADP 105 is crazy. It's crazy. I don't even take him for a while. That's what's so nuts about Kyle Pitts. Like his ADP at 105, I don't even want to. I'm not jumping him. I think we should wait. Right? There goes Jaden Reed, though. So that's gone. Michael Wilson lasting a lot longer than I. Look where I have Michael Wilson compared to his ADP. Again, I think I'm right about Michael Wilson, but I don't care. Whatever. Right? So if we sort by ADP, yeah, there's certain names that I never end up with. You know what? Quentin Johnston is somebody who I'm pushing up in my rankings. So I need to do an update of this because I pushed him up a little bit already, and that's not showing here. My memory issue didn't allow me to update the rankings before this stream. Yeah, but you know what? Running backs dry up really fast. So that's my concern. Like, I don't want to be ignoring running backs. They dry up, and then you just get a bunch of these guys. Like, right now, we're still getting running backs with these names that are going to play, right? Rachaad White's playing every day. You're right. Jonathan Brooks is probably going to play. Rico Dowdle is not in Pittsburgh to not play. He's there to play every day. Let's grab fucking Dowdle. I don't have any exposure to him, but he's there to play. So you don't want to get to that point where you're in the running backs that are like full handcuff, will not score anything for you zone. That's coming up, right? So if we don't grab a few of these running backs now, but later on there are tight ends and quarterbacks and all of those other positions, they last a lot longer, right? So like I saw starting quarterbacks in pick 190. Geno Smith is still there. Fine. Right. I see tight ends all the way till the very end. Jake Tongas and some of those turds are still floating around, like Turd Ferguson. Those names are still hanging around at the very end. But at the end, at running back, you're getting true, pure handcuff types like Kalon Black or any of these guys that aren't going to normally, like, you can't count on anything from them. Slushy in here doing a robust, there we go. There's RB3. So let's see what Slushy did. Where's my boy? Slushy DFS. Where are you here? I lost you. Oh, yeah, I'm coming up on a pick too soon. I can't even do a read. I'm coming up too soon. All right, so we got Drake May. The rankings show Jackson Darter's our next best available player. We like Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, I don't have a tight end yet. There goes Jonathan Brooks, who I like. That's not a reach. I think that's a good spot for you to get him, Slushy. I'm fine with that pick. I got Drake May, so I got to pay attention to Romeo Doubs as well. He should be there for me. Maybe a pick from now. Jordan Mason goes a little later, so I can pay attention to him. On these will be my targets on the next two picks, and both could potentially be there for me. I like Xavier Worthy as well. I was going to try to get a Mahomes stack going, but Mahomes went. Well, who took Mahomes? What are you guys doing? Who took Mahomes? All right. You took my job. You took my Mahomes. Who did this? Who took Mahomes? Let's see. I have Rice. So whoever you are who took Mahomes, you are on my shit list right now. Let's see who did it. There goes Dart. Oh, this is an early. Ray! What? Oh, with Xavier Worthy. I think this is too soon for Mahomes. Ray, Mahomes' ADP, his ADP is like 100, brother. That's too soon. Oh, I forgot. You know what? One great thing about Ray, and we'll talk about it when you're on the show, the philosophy that you don't care that much about ADP. You're going to take your guys. And that is something that, I don't necessarily draft that way myself. It's like a madman. It's like a madman and it works out. You better believe he hell yeah, he did. Ramondre was the guy you needed last year. Last year you needed Ramondre. Forgot about Trey. You needed Trevor Lawrence was the main thrust of how you made the championship last season. If you did not have Trevor Lawrence, you probably did not advance in the BBMs. That's just how it went last season. There goes Dubs to iLegend. Snipes my my potential stack was sniped summarily. And interesting, look at my draft board right now. Let me sort by my ranking. Yeah. Draft board looks very crazy. Lots of there goes some of those quarterbacks I was about to say. A lot of quarterbacks. We've already got Drake May. We're not too worried about it. So it's recommending Kyler Murray, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to go with, I think we can go Bill or Jordan Mason. Let's go Jordan Mason. I don't know. He's next on my list. Bill Karofsky Merritt would have been fine as well. No big deal. No big deal. And when I get the early, even a Kyle Pitts is kind of an early tight end for me. So I'm going to ignore tight end for a while. We've now got 5 running backs, 1 quarterback. So we are done pretty much at running back. We're going to focus on wide receivers, quarterback, and a little tight end later. But you know what? I probably should have taken another wide receiver. As I see here, things are drying up quick. Guys, remember, if you want the full Underdog Research Report, it's available. DFSArmy.com. Go to Season-Long Fantasy Football. Everything you need. What matters most? 4-round paths. Just it's like a little ebook that lets you know what you should be doing in BestBall. Like the stack cost penalty. If you don't have stacks, you're advancing at like half the rate that you should be. That's where this 1.2 comes in, mid-cost. So when you spent up for a stack, you advanced at about half the rate you should have. If you had kind of late-round punts, you advance here. Late-round punt at quarterback was king. Field baseline was 1.28. So if you had late-round punt quarterbacks, 1.5. That's what that's showing you. Goes through all the different stacks and how they worked. 4 picks away. Slushy's on the board. All right, back to it. Wow. Bill is still available? I wish I didn't have so many running backs. Radcliffe only has 1 running back. This guy only has 1 running back. He's definitely taken Bill here through all of these rounds. So let's see how dangerous. Oh, he's a moron. We do have a wasted draft here right now, folks. He took K-Shack. I'm taking Travis Hunter. Actually, I feel like I want to take Bill and just like load up on these running backs. Let's get another one. Let's get stupid at running back. But we do have a donkey in the room, folks, I think, here in Mr. Who is it? Mr. Radcliffe. I please don't be in here in the channel with us. So Puka, London, Igbuka, Waddle, 4 wide receivers. Jordan Love, okay, a little sketchy. As a certainly not a hero. This is called an early RB strategy. Fine. Burrow, Caleb. Okay, now more wide receivers. Now an injured tight end. Now a third quarterback. And still just 1 running back. Now who's available to this bonehead? This is just almost like, this is borderline a ruined draft, but not really. So now, bonehead in the room with us. I did a boneheaded thing and took Bill just because, man, he dropped a whole nother round. I said, you know what? That's how we're going to play. That's how we're going to play. I hope these other guys grab the rest of the running backs so that one bonehead has nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Ray Zanni's got 2 quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Mahomes. To me, again, Ray, if you took Josh Allen, I feel like this is too much draft capital to spend on Mahomes. Just my opinion. Why? I mean, if Josh Allen's your guy, you don't need Mahomes. Now, plus, I wanted Mahomes. Yeah. Got to listen to the assistant. You're right. The assistant knows better. He's honing in, though. This assistant tool, give me about another week or so. I'm trying to figure out a way to create the version that I can give out so you guys can use the assistant, and it could be a product that we have. I'm when you do, how do I put this? When you do, okay. Well, I'm up on the clock next. When you kind of build stuff using AI and whatever. Oh yeah, Malik Willis goes. Let's take Danny Dimes, I guess. I don't know. That was just a random pick. Slushy, yeah, there's the only real I make a minor adjustment for I make only what I would call a very minor adjustment for I only have 3 wide receivers. I gotta remember that. 2 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers. Okay, and we're about to run out of like actual breathing wide receivers. So yeah, this didn't go well. Too aggressive at running back. Should have listened to the assistant tool. My back is hurting too. I'm not going to lie. And it's distracting me a little bit. Slept weird. Las Vegas. So yeah, we're going to have to make up for it with some wide receiver action. Denzel Boston kind of doing well in that. There's not a lot of good left. There's not a lot of players that are going to be scoring frequently still on the board at wide receiver. So we'll have to grab a bunch of them. I'm going to star up all the wide receivers that have some life in them. We still need some more tight end action as well, but we got Kylie Pitter. We're fine. We're fine for a while. We'll fill that out late. Assistant says, Naylor, if he's still there, is who it wants me to take. Chig Okonkwo, I think, is going to do big things this year, guys. I think that's what I think is going on. Unfortunately, that's probably what it is. It's always let me get some beef going. Yeah, a little beef. It's what's for dinner. It's not real. I actually don't even know who that person is. The account is too small for me to be aware of it. Like, you got to be a little bit of a name in the DFS space if I'm going to pay back attention to it. But I get it. I understand. Like, you want to beef with a kind of like a larger creator so that you get their audience looking at you. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I love Chig, man. I think Chig's going to be great this year. Zach Ertz was great in that offense. Zach Ertz was wonderful in that offense. So why wouldn't, it just makes sense with Okonkwo. He's going to step in like to that role. It's very good with Jaden Daniels. Yeah. I appreciate you. That's right. From Fresno. What's up, my brother? Is that Spider-Man or Deadpool? That's Spider-Man. Here we go. Ray Zanny on the clock. We don't beef too much here. We have fun. Like, we're more excited to. Ashes in my pants. When we get a good player. We've got business to do. This is how we make our money. BestBall teams, fellas. Winning these. That's how we make our money. God, I got kids' college to pay for. What do you think? The BBM is just for shits and gigs? I'm building all these tools, spending my fucking nights and mornings and 18 hours a day building this shit. That's to win money for me and for you. That's why we do it. This tool is going to blow your mind. I mean, it's already blowing my mind. Look how cool this is. It's like helpful. If I'm not paying attention in the draft, I'm like, oh, Juwan Johnson. All right, cool. And he stacks. He's like, yeah. I already got a Daniel Jones stack. It says I have. Wait, what stack is comfortable with Daniel Jones? I don't have anybody with him. Oh, boy. All right. Denzel Boston, Antonio Williams. I mean, I think we might as well. I need wide receivers. Got to make sure that your quarterback bye weeks don't overlap. I'm not convinced that Daniel Jones is a stays healthy the whole season quarterback, but I actually like him stacked here with Jonathan Taylor. I think that it's a weird, different kind of stack with Jones and Taylor, but I think one or the other smashes, rarely both together, but that's okay. I'll deal with that. That's also an interesting, version of a stack. We've still got a quarterback need, and I think from what I've noticed, there's a couple of quarterbacks that seem to float and still be there really, really late in these drafts. So no worries there. Again, we're very light at wide receiver. I only have 4 of them. Oh no, I got my 5th one. So we're okay. So we're now going to have to open it up to it should not recommend Brian Robinson when I have 5 running backs. So that I need to take a look at. But we're a little soft still at wide receiver. I want to get another one, and then we'll go ham on the tight ends. The tight ends went earlier than I was kind of thinking they should. That's kind of weird. Like the tight ends just went a little sooner in this draft. Looks like they're going to dry up a little bit sooner than usual. But like I said, my team right now is pretty set. 6 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 1 tight end. We're going to get our 6th wide receiver with this next pick. And here we go. Tank Dell, baby. Why is it still recommending a running back once I have 6? So that's a correction we're going to make. That's how you fix the logic. That's why this is not a customer-facing product yet. When we hit 6 running backs, it should never recommend another running back. It should be like, nope. And right now it's recommending Dylan Sampson. There's never a version of a build where I would have 7 running backs. As a matter of fact, it should be looking at this draft right now going, dude, you're light at tight end. You need to grab one, right? Tongas, maybe. Gunnar Helm. Yeah, fine by me. Freiermuth, whatever. Turd Ferguson, get these guys on your list, right? Greg Dulcich. I have 6 RBs, and that's what I'm saying. Like, once you hit 6, it should not still be pushing RB. The main reason from Fresno is, we've done the back testing, and teams with 7 RBs don't make the final. Like, we looked at what makes the final, what's worked and what hasn't, and like 7 RBs, no. 6, fine. 5, better. 4 or 5 is actually the sweet spot, with 5 better. Tight end group, at least 3. You want at least 3 tight ends. We noticed you win more frequently with 3 tight ends than 2. It's in the stats. It's all in this research report. When you dive in there, I just strongly recommend getting this report. It's free. I've made it free on the DFS Army website. You do have to log into an account. If you don't have a paid account, does not matter. Just register for an account, and you will get a free copy of that report. You go to season long, and I'm telling you, just give it a read. It's 20 pages, beautiful graphs, and it will help your best ball game immensely, because it's just an analysis of 3 years. And listen, it blew up my computer with how much memory it took. I had to record 38 million handcrafted picks, 38 million of them. Darnell Mooney. I got to get another tight end in here. I'm going Freiermuth, just for the brand. 38 million picks. It's blowing up my computer, but I built this research report, and I've made it free for you guys to access. And again, just sign into DFS Army, log in, whatever, go to season long. You'll grab this, and it's going to talk about like with punt tight end, pure punt tight end. Wait till the 12th round. like players who took 3 tight ends but drafted them very late, made the playoffs and the finals at a much higher pace than people who used early draft capital on tight ends. Does that mean it will still happen in year 4? I only have 3 years worth of data. I probably should have done another year, but I didn't really want those COVID years. Kind of like the shit was weird in the NFL in 2021, 2022. The whole COVID thing was happening. The quarterback play was terrible. And it was just a weird time in the NFL. So I don't find stats from 2021, 2022 to be that helpful, especially 2021 and 2020. I kind of like avoid those years for my analysis because they had the whole COVID weirdness going on. All right, we've got 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, and plenty of everything else. We're in round 16. We got I've got 2 picks left. I could fill out my 3rd quarterback if there is one. There is not. Probably not. I mean, maybe Deshaun Watson. Do we think Deshaun is going to play? Probably. And actually, I think I have a wide receiver from that team. Denzel Boston. So, okay, let's keep an eye on him. And Darnell Mooney's lasting really late, which is interesting. And we also need another tight end or 2. And we have a few names to choose from here. Tongas has been a guy that I've been on because I believe that George Kittle will barely play this season. He's going to start the season on injured reserve, I think. We got Turd Ferguson, who was coming on strong last year for the Rams, although they drafted someone, so hard to know what to expect out of him. And then Greg Dulcich, sort of the hipster high five, trendy pick. I'm going to take Deshaun. Let's see if he can give our season a happy ending. Coming on strong in the playoffs. Deshaun Watson to Denzel Boston. At me. You don't know. You don't know if I'm wrong. I could be right. Now that's a 3rd stack in this lineup, which I like. I love me some stacks. I did not find a stack for Danny Jones. No live partners left for the Deshaun Watson stack. Keyshawn Boutte is a coin flip to return. I don't care about Keyshawn Boutte. It's recommending Darnell Mooney, which I love. But we are only sitting on 2 tight ends. I need a 3rd one. These guys get hurt all the time. So, yeah, we're probably looking at either Tongas or Ferguson or one of these guys for our last pick. But I'm going to make those corrections to the logic. So part of creating this tool is I have to do a lot of drafts and effectively correct the logic. Like, it's more just the recommendation engine logic. The stack stuff is already in there, and that's really important. The understanding of different build types is already in there. But we've got to let it know, hey, if I've got 5 running backs, you should kind of skip running back recommendations. And if I have 6, you should actually actively say, don't take any more. You've got enough. Unless you didn't spend any early draft capital on the position. The time when 6 or 7 running backs could work is when you didn't full 0 RB. I didn't take one for the first 6 or 7 rounds. At that point, yeah, just go crazy with every running back late that you could possibly think of. But you don't want to be doing that on a draft where you took Jonathan Taylor and Scatterbo like this one. I've got a lot of talent on here. So, guys, I'm going to make my last pick, and we will do another kind of look through everybody's draft, see how everybody did. We'll do a little bit of a critique. And then, of course, let me know in the comments, guys. Are you down for an 8 p.m. stream once a week, like a night stream? Home from work, kids in bed, wife wants you to come to bed. You say, no, babe, I'm hanging with the Geek for an hour and a half, and then I'm coming to bed. We're drafting BestBall teams. Like, what's better than that? Why wouldn't you want to do that? That's what makes no sense. Why wouldn't you want to hang with me 8 p.m. Monday night and draft some teams? What else are you doing? We take gummies. If you have gummies, it's like, eat them if you got them. Eat them if you got them. For the night stream, eat them if you got them, guys. Ray likes his draft, so let's go through it. Let's go over it. All right, here we go. Slushy's in here with us. Ray Zani's in here with us, and myself. So let's start with Slushy DFS. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. Post more. Love to hear from you guys. If you're out there, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. So keep those comments coming along in the chat, guys. And let's wrap up Draft-A-Palooza Wednesday with this breakdown. So Slushy starts off with hero RB strategy. We got Bijan, round 1. We go 1, 2, 3 wide receivers. I like all 3 of these guys. Touchdown machine, George Pickens. Devontae Smith, going to carry teams to victories this year with no A.J. Brown. And then touchdown machine, Devontae Adams. Perfect for this underdog touchdown sort of rewarding format. Get Judkins in there for our second running back and completes what I would call the hero RB build. A running back in round 1, a running back in round 5. Jalen Hurts paired up with Devontae. DK Metcalf is a standalone guy. Then we got Gainwell and Brooks just to fill out the RB strategy. Again, love it. Both of these guys have a lot of potential to elevate this season. Casey Concepcion in there, a little rookie, a wide receiver action. First tight end off the board, Kelsey. Then we got Jawan Jennings. Sketchy, Jawan. It's getting a little sketchy here. Another tight end. We got Geno Smith, one of the last quarterbacks with a pulse. Hurst, Stowers. Stowers, another tight end to pair up with the quarterback. And did you get anybody that goes with, Kenyon Saduk with Geno Smith? So, hey, this is a nicely correlated draft, Slushy. I love the running backs in this one. I really, really like Bijan with Judkins and then Gainwell Brooks, that double tap right there. These guys have a real shot of doing things for you. The only downside of Gainwell Brooks here is you did jump ADP just a smidge, but neither one of these guys was going to be there on your next picks. So I don't mind jumping ADP when they're definitely not going to be there next time it comes around to your pick. Cool. Fine by me, right? All right. Let's take a look at my draft here. Chief ST, the Mad Flavor Russ. Push your ass in the corner. You can catch the bus. Rap Styles is Murder Russ. Smoking Dust. And just like a dollar and Chief you trust. That's what's up. All right. No AI there, guys. That was live. Live. No AI needed. We just did it. I got more if you want. No more? Fine. But I have more if you want it. All right, here we go. My draft. Jonathan Taylor, hero RB with the perfect playoff schedule. Get A.J. Brown and Rashee Rice over the next 2 picks. We're going to be pairing up A.J. Brown with Drake May in this one. Scattaboo, my guy. I love Scattaboo. I think Scattaboo, I just want to tell you guys, I think Scattaboo has a chance. If he could stay healthy, of being that guy, and you know what I mean, that guy that you love having on your team. I think the Giants offense elevated this year. Much better than last year. All the pieces better this year than last year. At me if you don't agree, but that's what I think. Only downside is, I'm not excited about playing the Eagles twice. But really, the NFC East, Cowboys, they don't score me. Commanders defense, they don't score me either. It's the Eagles, a little scary. Christian Watson, one of my favorites, guys. Christian Watson, one of my favorites this year. He's a touchdown scorer. And I really like this trio of wide receivers, although Rice and Watson carry a little injury risk that is less than ideal for the style of build that I wound up putting together. So we'll have to pay attention to that. We start off a little soft at I don't know how I could have done it really very different. I got these 2 running backs early, and it's like, hey, we're looking good, but start to, get light on running backs. So we got Corum and Dowdle over the next couple picks. We went very robust with the RBs. Wound up 6 in these early rounds. Got Kyle Pitts in there in the middle. Now, could I have changed anything? I don't think so, right? Like maybe instead of Watson, Judkins was gone. I guess, you know what? I should have taken, all right. I see where we went wrong. This spot right here, as much as I love Christian Watson, I should have thrown Basil Tootin in there, and that would have changed everything. I've actually raised up my ranking on Tootin a little closer to where he went. It wasn't showing up on the assistant because I need to address and update the assistant. But I would have, in hindsight, I would have thrown Tootin in there, and then maybe I could have, instead of hammering so many running backs here to make up for kind of the lightness, This is where we could have gotten a Michael Wilson. We could get an Alex Pierce, a Quentin Johnston. So we could have beefed things up with these type of players. By the way, I love the wide receivers that are available in these rounds. Oh, you're still not on the Tootin train. Okay. I just don't have any exposure. He's not going to be a guy, Ray, that I have a ton of. But I like Liam Cohen. I like Liam Cohen offense. And do not forget that Liam Cohen took Bucky Irving, who was just kind of a mid-level nothing, and made him into something impressive. So impressive that people still draft him thinking like he's a thing. So Liam Cohen turns crappy players into studs. Thank you, Rhode Island's child, Liam Cohen. That's what's up. All right. I turned it around. It is a Rhode Island extravaganza with Liam Cohen just turning players from shit into awesome. That's what Liam Cohen does. Where was I? So, yeah, well, he did pay him. And, listen, you gotta return the favor. I know about that too. And listen, you never know. But Rodriguez got the foot surgery, so I'm hopeful. I think there's another guy named LaQuinta Allen over there as well. And don't forget about LaQuinta. I always stay at the LaQuinta when I go to Jersey Shore. So I know about LaQuinta Allen. I stayed at his family hotel business on occasion over in Long Branch. All right, where were we? All right, so now I'm scrambling for wide receiver. So I get all these. I load up on like these pretty good running backs: Mason, Krosky, Merritt, Corum, and Dowdle. So I got it's like a 0 RB build really. And then I'm like, holy shit, I forgot to take quarterbacks and wide receivers. So we got Danny Jones, one of the last quarterbacks available. Was any good? And I don't know if he's any good. Then we got Naylor, Boston, Tank Dell, one of my favorite late picks. We got Deshaun Watson as that third running back, quarterback, and we filled out the tight end group with Freiermuth and Tungus. Not my favorite draft that I've done so far, but I think it has potential. All right, let's see what Ray did, because Ray, you had a very unique start, and I like this. I don't think a lot of people are going to have James Cook paired with Josh Allen, period, even though I think that is a stackable combination. And then I don't think you're going to see a lot of James Cook, Kenny Walker starts. That's going to be pretty unusual. So Walker normally does not fall this far. And again, we saw Walker go literally with your pick, Ray, in round 1. So there it is. J-Mo Williams, Rome Odunze. You get J-Mo in there. I already started to think about Jared Goff. So let's see if we got Jared Goff later on. Chuba Hubbard. I know Ray's always stacking, so we got Mahomes and then paired him up with Xavier Worthy. Mike Wilson in the middle. I like Wilson there. Chris Rodriguez. So there it is. Instead of Basil Tootin, you take C-Rod. Shaheed with Darnold. They just go together. Oh, you got Xavier Worthy in there as well with Mahomes. So you got Mahomes with Worthy. This is too many quarterbacks too soon. Actually, no, I think that's fine. 3 quarterbacks is good. Chuba Hubbard, Cook, and Walker, nice trio. Odunze. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid across the board. Rashid Shaheed. Algerian really doesn't do a whole lot for me here, but there's not too much good going on. Start stacking tight ends 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end. Dontavian Wicks, that's just a throwaway pick. This is a good draft, though. This is a good draft. 4 tight ends all late. That is the formula for how you want to do it. Got a lot of RB talent early in here, and the wide receivers are solid. Everybody's stacked. Good. Ray, do you bring your A game for the puppy? You're like, man, I own this. People watching me and the puppy. Got to bring the A game for that. Woo! All right. Draft-A-Palooza all summer long. We're doing it. There's going to be an evening one as well. Guys, good luck. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.